Good evening, y'all. It's late. It's 9:22, and yes, I'm about to get on my rebounder. I've had so much energy today. I have decorated, cleaned, swept, cleaned, decorated, swept, cleaned, voted. I went out and voted. I went to lunch. I've had a lot of things I've been doing today, and all starts with my rebounder giving me more energy every day. So I'm gonna hop on. It's nighttime. I'm gonna be going to sleep in like an hour and a half. So it's only probably prudent for me to only do 5 minutes tonight. I've never done it this late at night. I don't know how my body's going to react, but I can sleep in tomorrow. So I'm willing to take a chance and see what happens when I do a rebounding session. I'm also reading my book. Where is it? Oh, I thought I brought it over here. Nope, it's over there. I'm reading my book, The Miracles of Rebounding, and I just want to tell you all that the chapter I'm on right now is exciting. He talks about this one girl who hurt her back, and she tried to lose weight. She used to be a runner, and then she fell and slid down the stairs and injured her back, and then the rebounder helped her get herself back to great health. So it's very interesting what I'm reading and learning about, and I'm looking forward to the benefits continuing to affect me. And I'm day 41, and this is my second session, so I'm going to get on it, and I will do it really quick. Okay, so the reason I get on every single time I do it, Alexa, give me 5-minute timer. 5 minutes. I'm going to just do the health bounce because I saw on the book I'm reading about how the health bounce is good for just opening the lymphatic system. And I want to open my lymphatic floodgates from what I did today, what I ate today, get that trash moved out. I'm about to go to sleep. So I'll get all that oxygen and everything activated. Hopefully I can fall asleep in 2 hours. But basically, I want to see what happens and see how my body responds. I've been drinking my cleansing tea this evening. So we'll see if all of those little tools help me flush out my lymphatic fluids. And when I go to the restroom in the morning, I can tell when my body has done a lot of work. When I have a lot to release, I'm like, all right. I remember when I lost 90 pounds in 2003, every morning I was waking up and my body was just flushing, just liquid, just fluid. And I was like, wow, I can't believe how much water is coming out of my body. And it was like my body was metabolizing all that fluid and getting it out of the fat cells, and it had to flush it out. So I hope some of the benefits of what I'm doing here are doing the same thing. So the health bounce, for those of you who don't know, is just both of your feet planted on the rebounder. It's so funny. Now I'm like hearing my own rebounder squeak. Before it used to not even bother me, or I wouldn't even notice it, but I do hear a little chirp on my rebounder. So I'm doing a health bounce. You're just working your lower, it just feels like, your lower calves are kind of pushing into the balls of your feet are pushing into the mat, the padding, whatever you're standing on. They call it something. There's some kind of material that it is that when I'm reading the book, they refer to it. But anyway, I'm just kind of pushing down with the balls of my feet and just pushing like this to make my body bounce. And that's considered the health bounce. And then they said the aerobic bounce is when you march and you lift your one leg up. Anytime you're on just one leg, he said like that, leg, 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 leg. They call that an aerobic bounce, or not a bounce, just aerobic move is when you're lifting a leg, because your body all of a sudden has to balance. When you go on one leg, it activates all your balance muscles in your brain. Make sure you balance and don't fall over. So that activates all this core and all the cells are firing off when you do these things. I like to hold on, especially since this rebounder is 20 years old. So I don't want it to pop a spring. So my clothes are getting baggier. Things are hanging differently, which is exciting. The pajama pants that I was wearing last night were so baggy. And they used to just be kind of average loose. Now they're like bags on my body. So that's exciting. I found a bucket in my second bedroom. I found some pants, so like winter clothes that I had stored off to the side because they were just like a little too small for me last year. But I'm going to try them on tomorrow and see if the pants are fitting me now, because my body has shrunk in the bottom, in my legs. And that's great because that's where I carry a lot of my fluid and my interstitial tissues, because I'm not moving my body normally. And now that I'm moving my body, a lot of that excess fluid in my lower body is draining out. I'm pumping it out of my legs, pumping it out of my hips, pumping it out of my big butt, and it's exiting. What? Y'all, there's my alarm. How about 2 more minutes, okay? Let's go for 7. Alexa, give me 2 more minutes. Okay, I'm going to do 2 more. All right? It's funny because I can feel like this underwear that I have on, I can feel it sagging in the back. So that's a good sign. I like the sag. Sag yourself off of me. Make me have to wear smaller clothes. I'm okay with that. I'm here for that. That's what I want the experiment that I'm doing to demonstrate. Somebody tonight commented and asked me on day 41 video, how much weight have I lost? And really, I wrote a big long response just saying, I think like 5 pounds. I haven't really been focused on the weight, because in one of my videos, I talk about how you're building bone density first, you're building muscles first, you're building new ligaments to keep you balanced, and now that you're putting your body through this new change, it's got to build up the structure to handle it. So all that weighs something, especially the bone density. My bones, my skeletal system, I said before, it weighs 115 pounds. I measured it on a special scan called a DEXA scan. And the lady was like, you are never going to have osteoporosis. So she was like validating that I had a very dense bone structure. Thanks to my ancestors, I guess. I don't know. My grandmother was kind of big boned. Anyway, what I want to say is that my clothes are a bigger indicator of what's happening more than the scale. So I don't really care what the scale says. I think eventually the scale will start dropping as I continue to build all this muscle. Okay, there's my 2 minutes. Alexa, stop. Because as we know, muscle weighs more than fat. So if the muscle's replacing my fat in my body, it's going to be heavier. Even if I'm losing weight, it's getting balanced out by the body building up strength. So we'll see. Hey, my whole thing is just consistency. We're going to see. I'm going to keep going. On like December 29th, it's going to be day 60. We're going to see where my body looks like then. And then I talked to Reen today. Reen Williams, she's one of our community members. And basically, we discussed me starting over day one with the whole community on January 1st, guys. I'm going to keep mentioning this at the end of every one of my videos. Subscribe, because as a community, we're all going to start day one on January 1st. And we're going to see how far we get. So I'm going to try to start my calendar over for the new year so I can start it with y'all. So I'll basically have 60 days ahead of y'all and under my belt. And so really I did that because I wanted to prove the concept. Now that I've proved that just consistent 10 minutes every day, you can change the shape and the size and things will start happening, then that gets other people excited and motivated to give it a shot. So that's what we're going to do in the new year, okay? I'm going to do my little 20-second countdown. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What do I say? Blast! Wow. Blast! So I'd say I did about 8 minutes, maybe 7, with the 7.5 on the rebounder tonight. Again, I say this every time, and because I know a lot of people just see my one video, they don't know that I repeat stuff. Make exercising easy. Watch how easy it is for me to roll out and roll back and tuck away this rebounder. It's gone. I don't have to look at it. Doesn't have to be a part of my daily life. So make it easy for you. Help yourself get inspired and put things in place that help you build for success. And then it'll be easier to be successful. Because if I had to look at that in my floor, I wouldn't look at it. I would put it in the garage. Find a little place, tuck it away behind a curtain or something, and don't look at it. So clearly I got my oxygen going, which is really great. And I'm happy to have completed session 2 for tonight. My dog's crying. Oh, somebody said cheering you on. Thank you, Facebook user. If I could tell who you were, I would say your name, but it just says Facebook user. So thank you so much. Maybe that's Reen. I'll see you tomorrow, Reen, for our podcast episode. I'm going to have her on my other podcast, which is called the Oneness Junkie podcast. And it's basically highlighting individuals who are using their time and talent to make the world a better place. And I think Reen is. So if you have a nonprofit or, an individual who's doing things to make the more compassion and kindness in the world, I'm happy to interview them and highlight them and tell their story. I do that on the onenessjunkie.com podcast. So, oh, hi, Reen. Yes, it is you. Okay, cool. We're going to have to get StreamYard to know who you are somehow. So there might be a link that says sign in to StreamYard so that we can know who that person is, but it's not showing up as you, Reen. So anyway, thanks. I did 5 more minutes, really 7 more minutes, but I just wanted to see what happened at nighttime and how my body reacts to a late night rebounding session, because it's 9:36 right now. So I will see y'all soon. Love and blessings, and I hope you all have a nice sleep tonight. See you in the morning for what? Day 42. All right. Bye, guys. See ya. Good night.